Welcome to EVE Online and Major Freak. This is real quick. I'll probably do a new one once I've corrected mistakes and updated for ships I can't find, like the porpoise. I think it was introduced after 2010. I'm not sure. There's a bunch of ships that I'm having difficulty finding when they were introduced. So the latest we got were the Edencom ships, all these. Before that, between 2018 and 2019, we got all the Triglavian ships, which are Omega. 2017, we got the Pacifier and the Enforcer. I'm not sure where they would be. Give me a sec here. I don't even think they're listed, hilariously enough, right? Yeah, nope. Anyways, ignoring that, that was in 2017. 2016, Force Auxiliaries were introduced for all the races. And in 2015, Christmas, we got the Endurance mining frigate, the Tech 2 logistic frigates, the Tech 2 command destroyers. In 2014, we got the Confessor. Confessor. And the rest of them were added over the course of about 7 months. The rest of the faction tactical destroyers. We also got the Bowhead at that point, which was this one. And I think that was the last added for this area of industrial. Kronos, which was in summer of 2014, just that summer, before Frostline. You got the nope, sorry, my bad. Mortos, there, sorry. You got the mortar ships here. And that came in 2014. Rubicon, also that year, around November. Didn't actually, let me correct my notes here. That was after Kronos. Okay, the Astero, all these suckers were introduced. These two might have been introduced first and that later, but if my memory serves correctly, probably isn't. And now, between 2014 and 2011, there's hardly anything. And 2011 introduced the attack battlecruisers. And that was right after the Summer of Rage. The attack battlecruisers being the ones that can fire battleship weapons. Brain, the Rorqual, and stuff like that. Tornado, Naga. I forget the other one. And before that, in 2010, you had the Noctis. Ooh. You're like, what the hell's that? It was the salvaging ship. Before that, 2009, strategic Tech 3. So, where is it? Tech 3 cruiser, strategic. One sec. They're up there. It's the Legion and all the rest of them. 2008, Quantum Rise, that was the Orca. And my apologies, I don't know when the Porpoise was introduced. Before that, 2007 was the big one. That was the huge one. That was pretty much the rest of the Tech 2 ships up to that point. There were some Tech 2 ships added after that. I did mention them. But yeah, electronic attack ships, heavy interdictors, black ops, marauders, jump raiders, deep space raiders, blockade raiders, blah 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 blah. Before that, you had the Rorqual in 2007. 2006, you got the Drake, Myrmidon, Hurricane, Harbinger battlecruisers, combat battlecruisers, and a few battleships. I don't know exactly which ones. Pretty sure it was the Hyperion and a couple others. I watched the trailer. It wasn't very helpful. And before that, that was in 2006, Revelations. Before that was 2005, Red Moon Rising. You had a crap ton of ships. Tech 2's Exhumers, first Recon cruisers, command ships, Interdictors, capital ships, like the supers. And before that, just in the summer, Red Moon Rising was in the winter, Christmas. Cold War, 2005. Were freighters and dreadnaughts. Before that, Exodus in 2004, battlecruisers, destroyers, mining barges. Before that, whoop-de-doo. I'm not quite clear when stealth bombers were introduced. It was probably Red Moon Rising in 2005 or Trinity 2007. Both were at Christmas time. So there's that. So that is so the Venture, I believe, I think, did I miss that? I'm pretty sure I notated it but then deleted it by accident. But yeah, I'll have to add in where the Venture is. Gotta find out where the porpoise was introduced. That's taken care of. Let's check everything. I don't really care about the faction navy stuff. Nope. I'm not going to include those. They were added. I don't care. I think, isn't there a wait, where the faction, like, aren't there supposed to be, like, oh, okay, maybe they're in the other one, sorry. I think I covered, like, all the stuff. I'd like to get more clarity on when it was introduced, like either Trinity or Red Moon Rising for the Tech 2 stuff, but I think we're happy knowing it was then. I'd like to nail down stealth bombers, but either that, Trinity, or Red Moon Rising. I think I've nailed it down as close as possible. It's really difficult. It's not like they tell you when it was introduced in the pages for it. You basically have to dredge patch notes and Wikipedias and all that stuff. So I'm not going to do the faction stuff for the capitals, or the other stuff like the Navy issue. Not interested. You guys can look into that like as you want. I'd be interested in when the Grista's Pirates, Worm, and Gila were introduced. I didn't quite catch it in the notes. Like I said, I'll be redoing this once I get more clarity on some stuff. I do believe I know when these were introduced. That was for Invasion, which was not Invasion. That was the Triglavian Incursions. I believe it was around 2010. I think. And Blood Raider. These were. That's a good question. Yeah, I'm curious about Blood Raiders. Yeah, Dremiel, Cinnabol, Macariel. I did remember seeing the Macariel in the patch notes somewhere, but I plumb forgot. I'll add that in later. Yeah, Daredevil, Vigilant, Vindicator. Yeah, definitely something I'm interested in looking at when these were introduced, As for this crap, I don't care. And the factions, like these things, no, don't care. Just absolutely don't care when they're introduced. I might at some point, but you know, I for the interest of what I'm after with this video, I do not care about the faction navy, except of course for when were the pirate baseline frigate, cruiser, and battleship were introduced. Be interesting if they introduced destroyer levels, huh? That would be cool, because you don't. There are none, are there? That's interesting. And one can extrapolate. Like, one could think, well, when were the destroyers introduced, right? In Exodus 2004, battlecruisers, destroyers, and mining barges were introduced. So potentially these were introduced early on in the game, probably in beta or during release, you know, between 2003 and 2004. Yeah, and nailing down when the Nestor was actually introduced officially, you know, all that kind of cool stuff. But yeah, the pirate ship destroyers would be an interesting introduction, you know, all that stuff. Yeah, I think I covered pretty much everything. I don't think I'm missing anything. Let's see. Deacon, Sentinel, Covert Ops, probably either Trinity or Red Moon Rising. Assault frigates, yep, Trinity or Red Moon Rising. I could be wrong, but it's a good bet I'm right. And it was an heretic. Yeah. Yep. It's what I think they should get their arson gear and make something in between here and here, right there, for a better class of industrial, you know. Yes, they introduced the bowhead how many years ago, you know. When's the last time they added, let's look at it, when's the last time they, this is my main focus, right? When's the last time they added industrial? 2014. So that's freaking 8 years ago. And that was it. You got the Prospect in 2014. You got the Noxus in 2010. You got the Orca in 2008. You know, it's like, hey guys, let's give the industrialists a little bit of love here, okay? And stop nerfing the meta or kowtowing to nullsec. Could you please, like, you know, your player base has been shrinking, and those idiots in nullsec have just been sucking the life out of this game and turning CCP into a willingly turned into Tay AI. Yeah, not too impressed. But yeah. Yeah, but of course, you know, come fourth quarter 2022, we're gonna get something faction related, just like the tactical destroyers, but it's probably gonna be sucking up big time to the nullsec blocks, and it's gonna be another combat ship, and it's gonna have to get nerfed and blah 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 blah, and it's just Jesus Christ, you know. Anyways, that's it for today. Yeah, all that hints at FanFest about, you know, ships being introduced in, you know, story arcs and all that brouhaha, which it's going to be, you know, once they get bored of that, they're going to revamp it and do something else. So we're bored of quadrants, you know. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, it would be nice to have something that's really thought out You know, it's playing around with the different sizes of fleet bays, fleet hangars, and maintenance hangars, trying to have a compromise between DSTs and bowhead and freighters, just to have something a bit more like orcas, right? Something like an orca, different, have a new ship look to it, hopefully. Uh, have it just, it'd be like a Tech 2 Orca. I don't know. Well, I think Orca's a Tech 2 already, but, just something meaty that's in between everything and is kind of like an Orca, but is more tuned to a huge fleet hangar than the maintenance bay of who knows. But something, options. Give us freaking options to play with, so we can actually do something on the field. And, I mean, yeah. Null Sex have been wrecking this game for decades, so it's like, oh, something's OP. Well, I'm sorry, could you just introduce it for Christ's sake, and then nerf it later to your heart's content? But yeah, it'd be nice, and it'd be nice if they put nullifiers on expedition frigates. Wouldn't that be cool? And on the porpoise too. Yeah, I gotta find out what the porpoise was introduced. I couldn't find anything in Google when you search custom reigns between release and 2010, so it's got to be around the 2010. I mean, I'm trying to figure out like Priam. It was a freaking, what was the ship? It was a gift during Christmas time, one of the Christmas gifts or something, or maybe it was for Tyrannos. But it was an industrial, and no, it wasn't the Noctis. Special? Industrial, maybe? Primate, that was it. Freaking Primate. When did this, will it say? No. But yeah, it's just the most ridiculously stupid ship ever. Well, I backtrack. No, that's not correct. It had some functionality. But yeah, lol. Yeah, when was that introduced? It was a gift. Probably Tyrannos. Watch me bring up porn. EVE Online, yay, no porn. EVE Online expansions. Incarna, Tyrannus. When was that? 2010. Pretty freaking sure this was when Planetary Interactions. Pretty sure we got the Primate then as a gift, right? For all Omega accounts. Oh, was it? Was it called Omega? No, it was just subscriber, wasn't it? There was no Omega and Alpha. It was just you're subscribed. If you had a paid subscription. Yeah, gotta be then. Absolutely has to be. Yeah, this was the best patch ever. Right after Summer of Rage, where Hilmar got to use our protest as an excuse to give all his people a pink slip because he effed up and diversified a little bit too much into something that was trendy. God, first-person shooter. Gotta have one. Yeah. And of course, walking in stations at Astaroth and all the White Knights are whitewashing it. Oh yes, it was our fault. I wasn't even playing then. I came back and it was like, so I heard about the protest and I'm like thinking, so a bunch of people shot fireworks at a monument in MR. Wow, you get the nerd award. Who the hell cares? But of course, that wasn't the issue. It was Hilmar writing that shitty memo. It wasn't the actual newsletter they sent out that was greed is good. It was the official reactions and the internal reactions that got leaked that caused most of the consternation after the fact. And then he came up with this lame apology. I'm sure he got an intern to write. So, yeah, you should see him in the... It's just... Doesn't it enrage you when he comes up with no MTs in EVE Online, and then he goes, pause, as the cheers happen, then he goes, but... And it's like... You gotta be kidding me. Yeah. Well, greed is good. It spoke from the heart. He was enamored with Greed is Good, and the sequel to Wolf. Was it Wolf? No, it was Gordon Gekko. Give me a sec. Gordon Gekko. His idol. 2010 sequel, and yeah, it was just. Yeah, I'm sure he talked to somebody who cares. Yeah, but as long as Iceland hosts cheap energy and attracts Bitcoin miners there, he's always going to be rubbing shoulders with NFT crypto idiots at the bar. So, what can you do, right? Yeah, it'd be nice if we got that industrial, and that mid-tier industrial. Would be neat if we got destroyers for the pirate factions. It would be cool. Maybe even battlecruisers. Who knows? But the way we're looking at it, it's probably gonna be some Mickey Mouse PvP ship that, just like the tactical destroyers, maybe strategic battleships, maybe. It's Tech 3 battleships. You know. But yeah, it's been 2 years. They've done nothing since their idiotic Edencom ships, and it's like, you know, I mean, where is it? Is it Navy faction? There it is. Thunderchild. So it's like a billion. LOL. Cruisers. Faction cruisers. Navy faction. Stormbringer. Yeah. Hey guys. Yeah. I don't even think you can find the blueprints and BPCs and the ingredients. Didn't it go out with the event that just stopped and went for 2 weeks and they just ended and that was it? I think, maybe. Like, I've still got tons of Stormbringer blueprints, but at what point do you think, yeah, never mind, it's like, it's not something flown by anybody, and yeah, it's very niche, and that was 2 years ago, and before then it was all the trig ships. Yay, you had to be Omega to do that. So I'm hoping they see reason and they introduce something for the industrials, because all this combat crap, you know, it's like the bowhead was freaking so long ago. Like, that was it. Like, come on, seriously? Yeah. 8 years ago. Come on. Anyways, thanks for listening.